Welcome to Aspire to Lead, where we empower educators and school leaders to grow, inspire, and thrive. I'm your host, Joshua Stamper, author, speaker, and leadership coach, bringing you conversations that spark transformation, challenge the status quo in education, and equip you to make a lasting impact on your campus or in your district. For more information and resources, visit joshstamper.com as we're looking to ascend to new leadership heights together. Welcome back, everyone. We have a special episode for you, as those on the screen are part of not only the VIBE Edu podcast, but have been guests on the Aspire to Lead. We're going to do a double episode today where we're sharing to both feeds. So this crew is used to being on together for the VIBE Edu podcast, but we're together today because we want to talk about a very special event that Mitch Weathers has put on for the last 3 years. And it's coming up here on January 17th. And it's from 11 a.m. Pacific time or 2 p.m. Eastern time. Obviously convert wherever you are within this landscape. And we are going to be talking about why this wonderful summit is occurring. And then we're going to talk to Kim Gameroz, because she is one of the featured speakers for the event. Myself and TJ Very are also going to be speaking, but unfortunately TJ couldn't be with us today. But we're going to do a quick episode just talking through the event. And we hope everyone has an opportunity to join us here on January 17th, as this has been such a fun event, Mitch, to be a part of. I have had the wonderful opportunity to be with you for the last few years. This will be my third time on the event, and I'm just so honored.
Yeah, you've been a part of every summit, right?
Thankfully, you just keep inviting me back.
I think this is the third year.
I think so too, yeah.
I'll tell you the story, because it was the end of 2023, and my first book I was done with it. I'm right where Kim is right now, and I'm waiting, going back and forth with edits and whatnot. And they said, hey, it's going to come out in March of 2024. And for whatever reason, they said that date. And I was like, March of 2024. And then it dawned on me that it's been 4 years since we shut everything down for the pandemic. And at that point in 2023, I just thought, it's time for us to really thrive. And I just don't think that would be a word that would have been attached to how teachers and schools were feeling from March of 2020, certainly through 23, that school year. It was I just felt like people were, myself included, just felt like we've been running hard and lean for too long, and we just need to thrive. And so I just decided I'm going to host the summit in January. And I picked a date and started asking friends and colleagues, because just like both of you, I get to meet all of these wonderful, talented, giving people. And I just said, it's time to thrive. So it became the Thriving Educators Summit. There wasn't a whole lot more thought in it than that. It's changed its iterations every year. The first year, I told everyone they had 10 minutes and there was like 20 speakers or something. It was way too much. It was way too much and too quick. And so this year, I'm excited. It's the same thing where I've reached out to friends and colleagues and just said, hey, this is a free event. It's recorded and it's hosted for free forever. And I didn't know how that would land or if anyone would ever go back and look at the recordings. But now we have this library of really, really talented educators giving really inspiring talks. And I have had districts reach out and thank me at the end of the school year, because they had no PD budget, which is a whole conversation in and of itself. How is that possible? But they used the recordings from the Thriving Educators Summit as their professional development for the whole school year and got a ton of value from it. So that's the story. And here we are back at it again. And the other thing that makes it unique, one, they're not super long. Two, as you two both know, I ask educators who are speaking to of course bring their truth, but to make it super practical. Like, here's the book I wrote that can help you in this way. Here's the PD, what we do to support schools. I don't want it just to be theory. I want it to be like, hey, if this is resonating with you, reach out to Kim. She has a speaker booth. Her contact information is there. And it's not like it's a cheesy, sneaky sales pitch. Right. It's not that. You can get a ton out of these conversations and these talks. But there's an action component if it's resonating or helping you with a need you might have. And I was really committed to that piece. And then also having it be on a Saturday, which seems a little strange, but teachers can make it. And most teachers, midweek is not always, they do, we all offer stuff that people show up to. But Kim, I know you do some Saturday stuff and it works. So, and it's only 2 hours.
Yeah, I wanted to talk about the format because you had talked about the first year, you had like 20 different folks, just
Something
10-minute
like that.
sessions. It's not like that anymore. Sarah, your co-author of your brand new book, is kicking it off as the keynote. Good friend of the Inspired Lead podcast, Danny Steele. He was just on the podcast a few weeks ago. He's going to be the closing keynote. But will you just talk about the format and what folks are getting when they sign up for this free event?
Yep, thrivingeducatorsummit.com. That's the RSVP page. You can see all the speakers. Of course, the lovely Josh and Kim have their faces on the page in their speaker booth. But yeah, so what you're going to see is the kind of cadence of this summit. There's 6 speakers. I'm the host. And to mix it up a little bit, certain sessions will be kind of workshop style, where I'll introduce the speaker and then exit stage left. And other sessions will be more of a conversation with me as the host to kind of mix it up a little bit. So, and each is right around 20 minutes in duration. We'll have quick transitions between speakers and aim to be done by 1 p.m. Pacific.
All right, Kim, I just need to know something real quick.
What?
How worried are you that Mitch is emceeing and asking you questions?
No, I'm excited.
I got a bunch already lined up.
I'm sure.
He's twisting his mustache as he's thinking of ways to ask various questions to you.
I'm excited. I've been thinking so much just about, of course, my book, Becoming the Bison. It's the social emotional solution that our educators need right now. But Mitch, I think about when I had you endorse my book along with Josh too, but your words, Mitch, about it's a pedagogy of intention. Really what I'm hoping to talk about is how to teach and lead and live with intention, right? Because that changes everything. That gets you from just surviving the day to thriving. And so I just know, our conversation is going to be just, I know, a whole bunch of back and forth. And I want to give the people who are attending those exact action steps that they can take so that they can feel something change within them immediately.
Mm-hmm.
Kim, is it going to be aligned with the content from your book?
Well, I'm hoping, but who knows what
I don't know what I'm going to ask. I got stuff on myself. Yeah. And that was my thought too, Kim, is like when I read your book and just dove in, that's the word that just kept coming to me. Like there's this whole, like the foundation of this work this body of work that you've created is intention. But I love how you're saying, yeah, let's talk about the book that's coming out, but also the programming and the way, you work and support schools. I also really I just want people to know, like, if you're lonely, there's a community for you to join, like no other community that I've seen. And I know other communities and cohorts that are incredible. Yours is just very unique in terms of engagement. So I think that would be fun to talk about. But then to have some action steps, that would be where I'd like us to kind of like wrap it. Like, hey, what can I take away from this if it's resonating? Mm-hmm. That's what I'm thinking.
Well, thanks for preparing me.
So when you were creating this, you just talked about loneliness, and that's why it came up to me. Was there a problem or a pain point that you were thinking for educators? Like if they come to the summit, this is what they're going to come away with. This is what's going to be addressed. Was there kind of a mission behind the Thriving Educator Summit?
My goal was to have a diverse offering of sessions so that for whatever is resonating with you or the need you might have, the whole point was, if that's keeping you personally or your school or your district or whatever it might be from thriving, I just want, as I know both of you do as well, like teachers to thrive. And I just don't know if, that word feels like the last few years is popping up quite a bit in education, but are teachers really thriving? Are we thriving? So that was my goal, Josh. And in terms of the topics, it was more about the people. These conversations that I either am already friends with or people I've met over the course of a year. Maybe I didn't even know them last year for last year's summit, and hearing their work. Like Paul, for example, is a fellow Corwin author. Paul France is one of the speakers. And I met him at the annual Visible Learning Conference. Corwin does visible learning, and they have this big conference every year. And I was invited to speak last year because I published with Corwin. And I met Paul, and I went to his session, and I was like, holy cow, this approach to teaching writing and cognitive writing. I was like, so like, Paul, you got to come speak at my summit. So, okay. So that's the kind of thing. So it's about the people.
Yeah. And Danny, you met at our summit, our Behavior Solutions Summit.
I was anytime I'm invited at a summit or a thing, I try to go to the sessions and hang out and just be a fly on the wall. And I couldn't make all of them. When Danny was speaking, I was blowing up your phone during the session, right? Who is this guy? How do I not know this guy?
My phone would not stop pinging while he was doing
I need
this
to know
session.
him. I need to meet him. I need to know him because he's just so inspirational. Like it like you guys both know Dan. Like it like comes out of the pores of his skin. So at that point I didn't even think of him for the summit. I just was like, how do I not know this guy? I want to know this guy. He's good people. And
he is good people.
So yeah.
So is Kim Gameroz going to join our session?
Am I going to join?
Yeah, I mean, we've got myself and Mitch, and then we've got TJ, but we're missing like this vibe cog. I'm just wondering.
I'll be on mute. I'll show my face, but I'll be on mute, and you cannot call on me during your session.
I just feel like there's gonna be a void missing on the screen. And
I think Kim was the one that brought that up when I
did.
When we added TJ.
She felt left out, but
totally lonely.
I guess let me just say this, Josh, before I forget.
Of course.
The other thing that's cool is the link back to the 25 Summit is on the landing page. So if you want to go see who was in 25 and then from 25 back to 24, there's some really, really good talks and stuff there. So just so you know, poke around.
Yeah, that's awesome. There's a ton of content on the website. So folks definitely need to head over to thrivingeducatorssummit.com. I'll have that obviously in the show notes, both in the VIBE Edu podcast, but also Inspire Lead. And I'm excited because I get to hang out with TJ and we get to talk about leadership, which is a different topic for the summit. The last 2 years has been more on student behavior. I did my own session, I think 3 years ago. And then last year was me and Charlie Pack with her new book, The Language of Behavior. And then this year, we're going to be talking leadership. So this would be a fun little change up, if you will, for the summit.
Yeah. No, I think and I'm excited for our conversation, Josh, specifically for two reasons. This is just me selfishly. For me to learn more, honestly, and hear you talk about how your leadership cohort is going, which I know is new in 2026, and TJ focusing on leadership kind of more globally. It's certainly with educators, but leadership in general with his new, I guess you'd say, blog or the articles he's writing on LinkedIn, and then everything
with his
myths. With leadership. Yeah,
I don't think 20 minutes is going to be enough time, Mitch. So I'm going to publicly just say that now that we might need a double block.
Yeah, sorry.
No,
we can go longer. That's the whole problem, is it, especially when you get on
boxing with each other.
Just like, we
were boxing with each other, and the three of us are like, I don't think this is gonna be enough. Like TJ,
so many good ideas.
Like 10 different things we could talk about.
I
was like, we might get to 2 of those if we're lucky.
So here's a thing I'm thinking about. I'm just going to throw it out there. Speaking of being intentional, and see what the universe says. This is January, and it's a long time till the next January. Although it always is like, oh my gosh, it's January again, and we're back doing this summit. I might, and I put it in for my little internal organized binder team. We have a kind of productivity platform we use. And just this morning, I put this in. So this is all new. But I've been kicking around the idea of a Thriving Educator Summer reboot or a reboost or something right at the end of the school year. It's an hour long.
It's like a 6 month.
Yeah, it's different, but it's the same. And people can stay connected with the summit, a little easier than waiting a whole nother year. I'm not positive about that, but it's probably going to happen.
Well, maybe we can get a pulse at the event and just see for those who are in attendance, if that's something that they'd be interested in. I think also, another reboot would be Kim's event, the VIBE Edu.
Everybody should be there. Yep.
Kim, I already know the wheels are turning and things are happening. So do you want to mention what might be coming here up in August? The VIBE Edu crew will be in California together?
Yes. Actually, July 31st and August 1st. The entire VIBE Edu crew will be at the ARTIC in Anaheim, California. We've already got creative juices flowing, and my God, it is going to be a beautiful, beautiful space. So speaking about like wanting to be with your people in the flesh, in person, and getting more of that community sense and feel, it's happening. We're ready. So game on.
So Kim, if people are interested and wanting more information as it's coming out, is that something they can get from your website, your newsletter? How would they get all that information?
Yeah. So social media for sure. But if you wanted to make sure that you stay, up to date with all the things, I would go to teachinginsideout.com, and there's a page for VIBE Edu, and you can fill out the form there so that you can get on our list and stay up to date with everything, because when tickets go on sale, oh baby, I cannot wait.
And I think it's worth noting the VIBE Edu podcast crew will be there.
Yes.
Live in the flesh, but others too, right? I mean, it's not just about the podcast. At least last year, Josh and I, everybody who's listening, we got to co-present on this little stage rat holed up in the corner of this space, which is an incredible
Wasn't
space.
it like a janitor's closet? It was kind of like tucked away back.
If you wanted to,
I do remember there was a bright light.
guys.
Do you remember the bright light, Mitch, coming through the ARTIC beautiful
I just
glass ceilings?
Sweating up there is what I remember. The closet was hot. But we had like 4 people at our session. It was great.
I told you, first of all, I told you to wear your t-shirt. I told you wear your t-shirt. You not need to wear your sweaters. You were sweating. You did that to yourself. Yeah. Second thing is, do you really need to always be center stage, boys? Just saying.
Yes.
Yes.
Give me the mic.
In all seriousness, it was a beautiful setup. We had like a rug, we had beautiful chairs, we had an awesome MC that was asking us questions, and then Mitch and I were just flowing up there. We were bouncing stuff off each other. It was a lot of fun. So I can't wait I'm assuming, Kim, that Mitch and I are together again.
Well, we'll just have to wait and see.
Yeah, I don't know how much I got to pay you on the side, but I needed to be with my boy Mitch Weathers because that was a lot of fun. Not gonna lie.
But there were some other really, really gifted folks there, really good conversation. Awesome, and everybody who wasn't there, it was unique in that there was concurrent sessions, but kind of in one large event space, which is different, but cool. And then everybody came back together, and it was more just conversation. And Kim, you kept saying this isn't about presentations, it's about conversations. And the conversation, what made it unique, besides just and forgive the pun, the vibe of the community that you bring together, the interaction with the audience, those in attendance, were just as, in some ways, as much a part of the thing as the people speaking. So it's good. I'll have my second book with me at this one.
I can't wait. And
my special technology that you can buy it right there.
I'm assuming TJ will be with us, and he'll have his book.
Yes.
TJ will have he has written 7 books or something silly like. He'll have
I lost count.
Like a library, yeah.
Library zone.
So yeah, that's another event. That's definitely, everybody, if you're listening, go check that out, and we'll talk about that at the Thriving Educator Summit too, for sure.
I can't wait. So first off, we want everyone to head over to thrivingeducatorsummit.com. Sign up for that free event. Again, it's January 17th. Depending on where you are, Pacific time, it's 11 a.m. Eastern time, 2 p.m. So make sure that you are not only going to the page, RSVPing, getting your free link there, and then I want you to head over to teachinginsideout.com/VIBE Edu and check out that beautiful event where we're going to be in person in August. And man, that venue is gorgeous. The people are amazing. Talking about passionate, energized folks. It'll be the perfect thing to get you launched into the new year, as we're going to be kicking off the 26-27 school year. And that's just amazing to think about, but can't wait to see you guys in person and virtually. So with that, we'll shut this down unless there's anything else that Mitch, Kim, you want to share with the different communities, both Aspire to Lead and the VIBE Edu crew. Mitch is thinking long and hard.
Yeah, no. I'm all things Thriving Educator Summit right now. So, yeah.
I know there's a lot on our calendars, so definitely tune in both podcasts to make sure that you're keeping up with all the different events. Of course, I'll have Mitch and Kim back on Aspire to Lead, as I love sharing the screen with them, having conversations. They're amazing folks. And Mitch, thank you for creating your event. Kim, thank you for your communities, your events, and super excited about 2026 and the work that we're going to be doing together. This collaboration has been just a huge blessing for myself. I know Mitch and TJ and Kim feel the same way, but we hope everyone is tuning in and taking advantage of these wonderful resources.
This podcast is a proud member of the Teach Better Podcast Network. Better today, better tomorrow, and the podcast to get you there. Explore more podcasts at www.teachbetterpodcastnetwork.com. We'll see you on the next episode.